1. Flame season wanes. Twixt the hills so clings blast of the syrinx and cymbals. Bright in the haze bear the bees the last gold-dusted pollen of summer's yielding. Sweltering air, shade and heat diffused. South wind fanning acanthus and unguent bloom. Balming so late in the long lays of the sun. Vitality and luster so late below the billowing fires of feasting celestials. Helios and Jove on the ankles beating grass and the interwoven arms. Brass bangle clad, clasping in rounds, garlands, timbrels of nymphs, of satyrs, gazing with arms outstretched, Faunus and Silenus clapping horns, sluicing wine. Who could have heard it then, hooves up the earth's channels charging? Chorus of virgins rhyme, songs among who could have heard singing. Beat with me the grass, sweet nymph, the hooves of fawns press hyacinth into earth. Our sister's crown is placed, its petals raining down and taken mid-air could have known the burning of the harvest. The withering and lash of the branching bough and all the ground's gate closing. For the unfurling slow, your flower flame of dance, wrist and ankle of the maiden, flash in the wheat, for your bounty and grace, all of summer burgeoning at the edges of the field, the somnolent meander among the light and haze of gold, gathering, dispersing final fruits and flowers, even now, the bleeding of the green. 2. Through tumult and tempest travailed, grove of black poplar seen on ocean river's bounds, on sunless Cimmerian shore, down into the roaring river of fire, descent converged with the river of wailing, Cocytus and Phlegethon poured into Acheron's grief, received by Charon, ferried over by burning eyes, alighted we upon the far bank where, spreading before the lone citadel and palace, gated, walled, above the windless and gray plain, the 4 black steeds of Aegis's Silentum drew his chariot of gold. Tremors then shaking the subterranean banks, we crossed into death's kingdom, deep thunder without light, rolling to dark vapors. There is much weeping on the barges, and a great clamor of hounds baying. What reckoning have ye shepherds then, fanned o'er, fondled and kissed by the south wind, dancing, lying down between the reeds in the long day? What other reverence then, when Ceres, sheaf-laden, braided corn coif walks thrice plowed fields, when the grove is still waxing and the orchard gleams, hills are sodden with running vine and highs with comb. O Daphne, of the river daughter and by Peneus reared, at whose forward flight took root in shielding palms uncurled branches of bard's leaf, that I may chant the withdrawal and emergence of spring seed, and close thy glory round my brow, shelter me from Apollo's singe. Philomena, lulling plaints on a second tongue, open your changed lips and spread your avian plume. Assume once more human voice, another lover, transformed entire, must now be sung. Chorus of the swan at the glade's heart, ring the pool in circles round the air. If you could have known, lady of the gifts of the earth, here 3 of Zeus's daughters brought their train and band, among them your cherished, and in her garment's fold gathered their saffron and marigold, the others finding poppy. Had you not dread Saturnius gazed with his black team driven, advancing upon her, Erebus yawned, Hades broke and rode down, shook the dark reins in his left grip, drawing nigh Chiane's cavern, Chiane who rose from amidst her pool and could not halt Rhea's son, high extending his arms of full might, he hurls the scepter with its golden bird to the pool's depth and into the sulphurous chasm soars. As the ground first gaped, so the fissure is resealed, and you who, weeping vainly, sought for your seed's companion, tore at your locks, beat your breasts and pleaded with the gods, immortal and without death, to fly over seas on feathered oars, and were clothed in gold plumage, and tear salt with brine mingling, kept the faces and throats of women, though all singing turned to death and woe, sung over wind and wave. Veins of fire, molten bournes, warm dim and thickened air, her hands on the pinches of crocus trailing upwards, grasp and grip at shifting empty gales that whipping blur and drown dead voices. What have you done, son of Rhea, that I now stand in the Stygian mire? Return me to my sister, draped in hides of leopards and hunter of beasts. Where is the gray-eyed mistress of the Aegis, of the thunderer begotten? I too am the daughter of Olympus' high king. I too am victor in triumph upraised over Gaia and Uranus' sons. 3. Bring Calliope, your tablet of boxwood hinged with smooth ivory. Call up that verse to Orpheus you once taught enchantments of. Sing through me Demeter's 9 revolutions of days and of nights. Sleepless, torch-led, rained she from Syracuse, scouring her haunts o'er Laotian grain fields, mist on Boeotia, Nyssa descending. Sheep-bearer joined by Hecate, she came to the font of Chiane and found, turning, spread on the pool's ripple, shawls of her daughter sought dragged down. Strike now the keys of a higher strange note, for men, even those of the golden age, starve with the blight of the stalk and ears smote by fell torrents. Sheaves and shoots strangled by thistle and weed, and the coal of all verdure by the high scorching clear sun's rays. Seeds falling, gorged on by birds on wing, blasted and blown by ill baneful winds, stores pouring baleful light. Stirred then Arethusa, brushing her wet locks out of her fount, sighing, Mare who destroys mercifully, implacable green shoot, why in your wrath do you scourge and punish, ranging over the earth, all Sicily ringing the wail of Cora, Cora? Neither does Aurora nor Hesperus climb or collapse to find you resting, but that you wander with the smudged pine torches. Since the hour of my change, I've been afforded passages far turning through caverns below the ground, winding in my course abreast hated Styx. With my sight I looked on your daughter, and dread splendor, queen enthroned, hard on night's kingdom. 4. Demeter. Even as I searched for her, he bore down upon me. We were beasts, and then we were one. Then I was one and one with my sorrow and my hate. Son of Rhea, she forth from whom emanates the entire Olympian race, he with whom I shared a father's womb, my enemies, my brothers, Helios. I have seen Cora taken up and borne by the chariot, though his face gave upon the open air, and before and after him, like translucent streams or glass, I know the unseen one, and I know your child, who brings sky and land to flower. Though to see her now, I would fly down to the third realm and blaze among the dead, hard on night's kingdom. 5. Persephone. What is this garden of carnage I see around me stretch? Neither hue nor shade, save for ash and blood. What wind moves on my neck? Hades. My child, here below, the world's fires will never cease to blossom, gems to bloom. Look out and pass thy gaze on thine and Pluto's domain. Such laws, majestical and dread, here reign, in perfect glory of decree divine. And hour by hour Atropos sends down the shades in a deluge. Doomed for the crossroads, they to left and right wend in throngs. Some go to winter on the blessed isle, some red-haired and live Rhadamanthus and Lycium hails. The meadows where the asphodels, like wraiths along gray grasses, ghastly adorn the gloom, receive the multitude in mass. Iacchos, who holds my scepter, keys, and ring, for souls corrupt and stained by wicked deed, he bolts the Tartarian gate and void. Those scorned and hated by the gods will hear the wheel and raised lamentations of Ixion, the centaur sire broken, chained, and bound. The boulder crashes there and mounts upon the back of Sisyphus' arduous dolor. Those streams of water running down the slopes of the abyss spill down the urns and hands of the 50 nymphs Danaus gave his name. They bloodied rites of Hera, and their baths will never fill enough to cleanse or purge their sin. Not even tears careening endless into his gaping mouth could glut or slake the thirst of him who feasted gods and laid the table with the flesh of his own house. That wind you felt pressed by the beating of wings, twin vultures circling nightly, dining concord, consuming cursed Tydeus' liver. All this and even more is yours to stretch your jeweled hand out over, spread and rule, dominion given us, where all the dying off board the ferryman's swift raft, with coins and hordes of princes, kings, and priests sent down, enriching halls and vaults of Hades unseen, set hard against night's kingdom and allied. Demeter. O son of Rhea, my lord, and no less therefore my brother, though thou art supreme king, crowned and throned, I will strip bare the fields and bring upon the mortal race its end. Zeus. If she has neither eaten nor has drunk of dis, to heaven her will I call back. Hermes Chthonius. So I was like, we're going home, sweet sis. Get in the car. And right when she ascends a chariot, Ascalaphus, he's like the son of the Stygian nymph Orphne or something, like his dad is Acheron, I think, is all. I saw her in the grove, she picked this but a pomegranate's rind and totally ate heck of seeds. Like, dude, just, wow. So she just glared and turned that fool into a screech owl, ears melting down his skull. Infernal and awesome queen. 6. The Savior Maiden, wading out into the asphodel meadows, ambles along with the formless dead until approaching the deepening and wide mouth of Erebus and the kingdom of Nyx. She is met there by the train of Hecate, pale and thrice-crowned queen of night and guardian of the crossroads. She is greeted by the nymphs and handmaidens of the gods before she emerges. Enter the Lampides, a chorus of underworld nymphs, votive and attendant to Hecate. Lampides. Fair-haired one, we bear the lamps tonight, triple queen flies by reveling. She comes reveling. Hecuba barks, rolling her tongue, she thinks she hunts Palm Nestor, and on dog's legs follows my mistress. Thrice-feared Hecate rides, grieved under yew leaves. Hecate. Morning wedlock and upper realm gasps, light submersed, combs dry dirt bare, sun-beaten, wind-torn, no shade under anguish, eternal fury unappeased. Clove and nectar, unbudded bloom and sacrament honey, spring and summer, hours themselves cascading down fields of day and pilgrimage to tend your diadem will arrive Persephone, bringer of fruits, scepter of an ancient and hallowed court. Not so dim among the glint, not so far from radiance, here submerged within catacombs, between roots of thrice 1,000 minds without fathom, nexus of all roads between worlds, receive Achilles, who has filled so many tombs, raised so many pyres, and Agamemnon, son and lord of kings. Twice from Thrace and hemming, coaxing to dance trees and riverstone, the seer who divines by tortoiseshell will descend dark stairs, first reversing the course of viper's venom, then by sacred madness undone, his song bringing lead and blood to eyes that know neither pity nor mercy. Till Fusa will unseal the coil of the wise man of Thebes, who moves by staff, his ears given the coded speech of birds, prophecy for vision granted, eyes eclipsed. He alone will pluck asphodel, and sanguine animate keep his power. Pass into the deeps and unknowing of night's kingdom. Tread below, entering, initiate into Kirke's rites and mysteries that await the child of Aeetes. Receive instruction in the bronze knife carving of cypress for talismans. Come to know the rituals of black hellebore, of conium maculatum. Take into thy hands the keys to the gates of horn and of ivory. Look upon sleep and death moving the train of Nyx, begotten and consort of chaos. Describe the portents of this heart. 7. Son of Cadmos, feast, strung lyre, second Orpheus, blade clad, Nemean shorn, shield showing Hesperidian shimmer, tamarisk goldening, rest chaste, beast shadow, Orion, beasts, isle gates, undressed, trod, unrippling pool, reeds, vestment, feather goldening bow, wing unflapped, goldening, sleep echo, made strong blood, ringlets, rivulets, concentric centered ring, signet, leafy, silent wold cleaved, Tiresias, blind leading, dead prophet Lethe, Alecto, chaos beached, hammered gold waving, strung lyre, oblivion, Eleusion, white poplar.